object-oriented programming. See, before 1970s or 1980s, industry used to build applications by using the concept of procedural programming. So listen, before 1980s, industry used to build applications by using the concept of procedural programming. Okay, examples: COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, C. Like this, so many are there. All this comes under procedural. Okay, and very importantly, the drawback of procedural programming languages is they don't provide the support for security and reusability. These two things are not available here. What? Security and reusability. What error are you getting? Tell that. If you tell me what error you are getting, I can tell you. Asking for NuGet, don't know what. I too don't know what is asking for. You tell me the problem, I can tell you. Okay. What is it? The drawback of procedural programming languages is they don't provide the support for security and reusability. Security and reusability are not available now. Are you clear? What is that? Security and reusability are not available for us in the procedural programming languages. And to overcome these drawbacks, in the early 80s, they introduced a new programming model called as object-oriented programming. They introduced a new programming model called as object-oriented programming, which provides security and reusability now. Are you clear? They introduced a new programming model which provides security and reusability now. Send it, Jaramina. Okay, Bharat, understand about multiple projects. I did not create multiple projects. I created separate projects to you. I did not create multiple projects on a time. I said, when you are creating a project, you can choose any version, and I created multiple projects. That's all are same only, na? I created one project in 5. I created one project in 6. I created one project in 8. I created multiple projects. All projects are same only. Okay, Bharat. What is the confusion here? If you can tell, I can clarify. See, online students mainly, you have a doubt, be straight, ask what is the question. I have multiple projects, I did not. What is your doubt? Then only I can tell you. Okay, I mean, I cannot answer now. I'll just, after the class, I will respond there. So, coming back, what I'm telling you, to overcome these drawbacks, in early 80s, they introduced a new program model called Object-oriented programming, which provides security and reusability now. So that's what. So did you understand that? Before 1980s, industry used to develop or build application. Industry used to build or develop their applications by using the concept of procedural programming. Examples: COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, and all. The drawback of procedural programming languages is they don't provide the support of security and reusability now. Okay. To overcome these drawbacks, in early 80s, they introduced a new programming model called as object-oriented programming, which provides security and reusability. Example: C++, Java, Python, and .NET languages. Java, Python, .NET languages, all these are basically object-oriented. Okay. Now, the big question mark for us is, sir, what languages are object-oriented? Did you understand the question? What languages are object-oriented? You're telling these languages are object-oriented. What basis do you call a language as object-oriented? On what basis you call a language as object-oriented? I'm calling you as a graduate. If I'm calling as a graduate, what is that? You have completed some graduation course now? Yes or not? If I want me to call a postgraduate, you're required to complete some post-graduation course now. So exactly here also, on what basis we call a language as object-oriented? Did you catch my point? Okay, let's try to understand here. On what basis we call a language as object-oriented? Okay, listen. Guys, if you want to call a language as object-oriented, mainly put this in the mind. What you know? To call a language as object-oriented, that language has to satisfy 4 important principles that are prescribed under object-oriented programming standards. So under the object-oriented programming standards, they described you 4 principles. A language to be called as object-oriented needs to satisfy the 4 principles. What are the 4? Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. Are you clear? What is it? A language to be called as object-oriented needs to satisfy 4 important principles that are prescribed by the object-oriented programming standards. What are the 4? Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. If you satisfy these 4 principles only, that language can be called as object-oriented. Got the point or not? If you satisfy these 4 principles only, that language can be called as object-oriented. Remember, if you don't satisfy at least one single principle also, you cannot call the language as object-oriented now. All 4 should be satisfied. All 4 should be satisfied. So let me now explain you what is encapsulation, what is abstraction, what is inheritance, what is polymorphism. Listen here. Each and everyone sitting in the classroom, okay, whether you learned about object-oriented programming earlier or not, is aware of all the 4 now. Are you getting my point or not? You may ask me, sir, I don't know object-oriented programming, sir. You don't require to know object-oriented programming here. These 4 things we every day use in our day-to-day life. These four things we use every day in your day-to-day life. Yeah, these four things every day we use in our day-to-day life. But we don't know this is called encapsulation, this is called abstraction, this is called inheritance and polymorphism. But all four we know. We use all four in our day-to-day life. Okay, let me give you a clarity first. What is encapsulation? What is abstraction? What is inheritance? And what is polymorphism? Let's try to understand about all the four ones. Let's start with encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation means hiding the data. Hiding the data. And you remember, we are using encapsulation from day one. What is that? Encapsulation means wrapping. Encapsulation means wrapping. Remember, in procedural languages, we write the code directly in a program, but in object-oriented languages, we write the code in a program under a class. And that's what we call as encapsulation. If you recollect yourself, encapsulation is a process of wrapping. Recollect yourself. I shown you this picture already. This is a procedural program. You directly write the code, but there's an object on the program. If you don't directly write the code, what we do? We define a class, and we call this class as a wrapper. And inside of the class only, we write all the members. And this class is going to give the security for the members now. This class is going to give the security for the members. So that's what we call as encapsulation. Encapsulation is the process of wrapping. Understood all of you? Not. Encapsulation is the process of wrapping. What it provides you? Security. So where do we use this in our day-to-day life? Every day you are using in your day-to-day life, man. Your mobile phone has a screen guard. Your mobile phone has a pouch. Yes or not? Okay, you put your money under a wallet. You put your money under a wallet. That wallet is a production for the money. What production? That doesn't now catch the sweat of your body. If you directly put your money in the pocket without a wallet, what will happen? If your body is sweating now, what happens? The currency gets soiled. The currency gets soiled. So to overcome that, what you do? You put the money inside a wallet, your cards, anything, your ID cards or anything, everything you put in a wallet now. And the wallet is the security, the protection for the content there. Your food is protected by an 8-8 container. Your food is protected by a 8-8 container. You are wearing a dress. The dress what we wear is also encapsulation only. The dress what we are wearing is also encapsulation. Basically, today, dress is a fashion. But mainly, why do we wear a dress here? To protect our body now. Right now. Okay, so a wrapper always protects the content that is present inside of it. I repeat, a wrapper always protects the content that is present inside of it. It is a known secret. It is a known secret. Everyone knows this, yeah? Correct or not? Everyone knows this particular thing. Now, the same thing we are applying in object-oriented programming also. What is it? We are putting the members in a class. The class is a wrapper now. And that is going to provide the security. What is that security? I'll show you practically. Hold on. I'll show you practically what security the class is going to offer to you. But everything will be inside of the class. And that class is going to provide the security. So what is encapsulation? Hiding the data. Where do you hide the data? In a wrapper called class. Hiding the data in a wrapper known as class. Okay, now? Second one, abstraction. What is abstraction? This is also hiding only, guys. Hiding the complexity. Hiding the complexity. What is this hiding the complexity? For example, imagine like this. You are driving a car. You're driving a car. All of us know that a car has an engine and the car runs because of the engine now. Yes or not? Now tell me, as a driver of a car, Do I require to know how the engine functions? Open the mouth, yeah. What do you have in the mouth? Be active. As a driver of the car, do you require to know how the engine functions? No, I don't require to know. If the driver of the car requires to know how the engine functions, yeah, only a mechanical engineer can drive a car now. And all mechanical engineers will become first class drivers because they only know how the engine functions now. Correct or not? Okay, so remember, the driver of the car doesn't require to know how the engine functions here. The driver of the car requires to know how to control the engine. Are you clear? How to control the engine? How to control the engine? To control the engine, you are provided with a set of attributes inside the car. What are those? The clutch, the gear, the accelerator, the brake, and the steering. You operate all these things now, and now the car is in your control. Correct or not? You operate all these things now, and now the car is under your control. You put the car under your control by operating these all things now. Am I right or not? So, as a driver of the car, what you require to know? How to operate this or how the engine functions. If I know how to operate, I can drive the car now. Yes or not? See now. All of us, a simple common sense to know what is it? An engine is internally a collection of hundreds of functionalities now. An engine is internally a collection of hundreds of functionalities embedded together. If all these functionalities work perfectly, then only the engine runs. Correct or not? If all these functionalities run perfectly, then only the engine runs. If these functionalities are not going to do perfectly, the engine doesn't run now. I hope you guys are clear or not. Understood all of you? So what is that? The engine to function should do, what is that? All these things should be running perfectly now. But I'm least bothered about all the things. If I know how to control the accessories inside the car, the engine is in my control now. And that is only what we call as hiding the complexity. Hiding the complexity. Okay. See, how do I use it in my application development, sir? We have abstraction in C language also. We have abstraction in C language also. C language also is abstraction. Really? Yes. You called a printf function to print output on the monitor now. If I ask you a question, what is the internal logic of a printf? Answer. Tell me the internal logic of a printf. We don't know. What is printf? Percentile D or percentile S or percentile F value printed. Happy output came off. What is happening? I don't know, sir. Yes or not? Array, that is what your abstraction is all about now. You're consuming it without knowing what is happening. See, we called a sort method in the last week. Remember to sort the values of the array. If I ask you a question, what is the algorithm used for sorting the values? Because we have 5 sorting algorithms. What algorithm has been used for sorting the values? God knows. I don't know. What do you know? How to call the method? How to call the method? How to call the method? Sort the array whose values has to be sorted. Finish. The values are sorted. How is it sorting? We are not bothered. Did you catch my point? That is called encapsulation. Do you have this in your life? Yes. In every inch of your life, you have encapsulation. Sorry, you have abstraction. In every inch of your life, you have abstraction. You have a mobile phone. You can make a call now. Can you tell me how the radio signals are transmitted between your device and the target device? Don't know. What we know? We know 2 things. Red button to end the call, green button to answer the call. That's it. Am I right? But still we are able to make the call now. In every inch of your life, you have abstraction. You have a watch. We see the time. But if I ask you how the engine functions, don't know. We have a pen. We write on the ink flows front, but the ink doesn't flow back. Why? We don't know. Are you getting me? Abstraction is present in every inch of your life. How we use it in our application development? Functions or methods. Functions or methods are the best example for abstraction now. Clearer or not? Third one, inheritance. Basically, this inheritance provides you reusability. What provides you? Reusability. What that? Do you have money in your pockets? I don't want your money here. Answer the question. That's all. Do you have money in your pockets? How did you get that? How did you get that? Are you doing a job? Then how did you get the money? Your parents again. Why? Why did they give you? Because you are their children. Because you are their children. And the law tells you all the property of the parents belongs to the children. Yes or not? What the law tells, all the property of the parents belongs to the children. Okay? And that is only called inheritance, basically. You are inheriting your parents' property. Understood me? Can you drive your father's car as if you are the owner of the car? Yes or not? Yeah, my father's car is my car only. Who can stop me? My father's car. No one can stop. Why are you driving this car? My father's car means I'm a legal owner for the car. Till yesterday, my father used the car and he has given the car to me and I started using the car now. See, understand? Reusability. Do you understand my point or not? The reusability. What inheritance provides you? Reusability. So, how can you use this in application development? How can you use it in application development? What did we learn? A class is a collection of members now. Tell me, a class is a collection of members. Now, see, the members that are defined in one class can be consumed from another class by establishing a parent-child relation between the classes. What's the picture? This is class 1. What it contains? Members. This is class 2. And there's a relation between the two classes now. What relation? And what the law tells you? All the property of the parents is inherited to the children. Correct now? These members are now accessible to child class. What the child class can do? Consume. My father purchased the car. I'm driving it. My father purchased the house. I'm living in it. That's what reusability. Are you clear? And don't forget, your parents' property doesn't belong only to you. It belongs to your brothers and sisters also. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell is not only one child class, you can have n number of child classes. You can have n number of child classes, and all child classes have a legal right on the parents' property. Is the point clearer or not? All the child classes have a legal right on the parents' property. Everyone in the class 2 can consume the members of class 1. Are you clear? Tomorrow you can have class 3, class 4, class 5, 10 classes now. All 10 have an equal right on consuming the class 1 members. So what inheritance provides you? Reversibility. Lastly, polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism means multiple behaviors. Polymorphism means multiple behaviors. What exactly is this multiple behaviors? Understand this point clearly. What exactly is this multiple behaviors? The point I'm trying to tell you is, you don't require any example for multiple behaviors. You are the good example. Imagine like this. You all completed your examinations now and waiting for the results. You're waiting for the results. One fine day, early in the morning, your friend has called you and said that, did you check? The university has announced the results in the morning. The university has announced its results in the morning. And congrats, you're the topper of the college. This is what he called and said to you. How do you feel? Some of you don't have feelings at all. You have a manufacturing defect. Consult a psychiatrist first. I ask you, how do you feel, man? Answer. Happy? Proud? Okay, if you don't have any feelings, I said, you required to consult a psychiatrist. You have a mental problem now. And what is the blank faces? Yeah, every day you have the same blank faces only. In 20s only you're like this mess. By 30s and 40s, you think like your life is over then. Huh? How are you behaving? Okay? So that's what. How do you feel? Pride, happy, Immediately my WhatsApp status will change. My Facebook status will change. Everyone I start telling I'm the topper of the college. Am I correct? Okay. Let's talk in another way. You got a call in the morning. He said you the university has raised the exams and you have 3 backlogs in the exams. How do you feel? Pride and happy now? What do you do? Sad? First thing we do is switch off the mobile phone, stay away from the social media, close the doors, sit in the house, don't talk with anyone. Am I correct? See now, you are the same person. When I say you're the topper of the college, how you behaved. When I said you have backlogs in the examination, how you behave. That is called as polymorphism. Are you clear? Means multiple behaviors. The behaviors will vary now. The behaviors will vary based on the input. Based on the input. When I give the input as a topper, your behavior is different. When I give the input as a backlogs, your behavior is different. Input changes, output changes, or input changes, behavior will change. That is called as polymorphism. See, that is what I said here. You don't know this for tell me. I did not tell anything about application development. I said everything how we have this in our life. That's all. We have encapsulation in our life now. Yes or not? You are wearing a dress. Encapsulation now. You have abstraction in your life. Every gadget, every device you are using comes under the abstraction. Correct? Inheritance. If that is not there, you are not there first. If that is not there, you are not there first. Your inheritance only first. Lastly, polymorphism. You have different behaviors based on the inputs received. So we know all the things here, but what we don't know, we use them everything in our life, but we don't know this is called as encapsulation. This is called as abstraction. This is called as inheritance. This is called as polymorphism. Object-oriented programming will be very beautiful if you can relate your life to it. And first thing you required to do is enjoy the subject. If you enjoy the subject, object-oriented programming will be very beautiful, simple and easy. I don't say anything about how a rocket flies. I will relate everything your real life and show you. That's it. Okay? If you cannot participate, you cannot enjoy the subject, it's a rocket science. Remember that point first. If you don't enjoy the subject, if you don't participate in the subject, it is a rocket science. Enjoy it, participate it, it's simple and beautiful. Are you clearer? Okay. So, because from today until the end of the classes, we'll be working on object-oriented programming only now. Everything is object-oriented. Clearer or not? Okay. Well, now let's see how to use all these things in our code. First one is encapsulation. And what I said to you, if you want to use encapsulation in the code, you are required to write all your code in a class. You need to wrap the code now. Where to wrap the code? Class. Okay. Tell me, what is a class? Class is you're again telling the same nonsense answer. I asked you, who are you? And you say, I am 5 feet 7 inches height, sir. I'm fair in color. Why are you telling all this nonsense? Who are you? Tell first. Class is a type, user defined type. That's what I said to you. What is a class? It is a type. It is a type. Can be predefined also, can be user defined also. Because predefined also there, user defined also. But in general, what is a class? It is a type. Okay, which is in turn a collection of members. A collection of members. Like, what are those? Fields, methods, constructors, finalizers, properties, indexers, events, and deconstructors. Once again, everyone, read it carefully. It's a collection of types, which is in turn a collection of members, like Fields, methods, constructors, finalizers, properties, indexes, events, and deconstructors. What are all these things here? Guys, listen, in an organization, different people will there. Different people will there. One is a finance manager. What is his job? Managing the financing of the company now, finance of the company now. There is a sales manager. He will take care of the sales process. Production manager. He will take care of the manufacturing now. HR manager. He'll take care of the human, the people working in the company, recruiting people. Not only about HR is not only about recruiting the people here. He is going to take care of the all the employees in the organization, providing all the everything what is required for them to work. Okay, like different managers in the company, every manager is responsible to do a different work. Is responsible to do a different work in an organization. Correct? Same way, every class is a collection of members. Every member has a different work to do. Every member has a different work to do. What is the first one? Array fields, you already know now. Fields are for holding a value. Fields are for holding a value. If you have any value to hold a value, we use fields now. Global variables. Correct? Same way, methods. Methods are to perform some actions. Methods are to perform some actions. See, in the array class, we have a method called sort. And what the sort method will do, the sort method will perform an action of sorting the values of an array. Clear or not? Like this, every member of a class has a different work to do. But in other words, tomorrow someone asks you what is a class? What is your answer? It is a type, which is in turn a collection of members like fields, methods, constructors, finalizers, properties, indexes, events, and deconstructors. We will understand about every member and what is the use of this. Already in this one member we completed earlier. What is that member? Fields. We need to start from methods. We need to start from the methods. Clearer or not? So what is the first member? These are global variables in a class used for storing values of a class. Storing values of a class. They are basically used for storing values of a class now, which are in a class used for storing values in a class. Second member. What is the second one? Method. What is the second one? Method. It is a named block of code. Okay, it's a named block of code which performs an action whenever and wherever we call it. Read carefully. Which line is a method, man? Are you calling whenever and wherever you want or not? Whenever and wherever you call, what is it doing? It's printing the output on the monitor now. Sort is a method. Whenever you call it, is sorting the values of an array. Read line is a method. Whenever you call it, is reading the values on the monitor. I understand, man. They are doing some action now. What are they doing? Action. They're doing some action. Clearer or not? Okay, listen carefully. A method after completing the action may or may not return any result. Read carefully. A method does an action here, action completed. After completing the action, may or may not return any results. Any result of that action, any result of that action. That is, methods are of two types. What are the two types, sir? First one, second one. Non-value returning methods. But still, like we'll feel a confusion. What is that, sir? Ray, I'm giving you a task today. I'm giving you a task. I'm saying you are going home today while practicing. Try this. I given some task and asking you to try this now. Okay, you tried it. You tried it. You got some result. You tried it and you got some result. Next day after coming to the class, you did not inform me anything at all. You did not inform me anything. Means you tried and performed the action, but you're not telling me the result. Okay, let's talk another way. What is it? You tried it, you got some result. Next day after coming to the class, you came to me and said, sir, I said you what you asked me to do. I got so and so result. Am I right or not? I got so and so result. Am I right or not? Understand. First one is non-value returning. Second one is value returning. Complete an action, but don't tell the result. Non-value returning. Complete an action and send back the result. Value returning. Are you getting me or not? Watch it. Public void add. Simple. Void add. Int A comma int B. Now inside of it, you're doing an action. What int C is equals to A plus B. You're doing an action. What is the action? Adding two numbers. Okay. Now observe it. Int add. Int A comma int B. Int C is equals to A plus B. Return C. Can you understand the difference between the two? What is the first one? Non-value returning. It is not an action. What is the action? Adding the two numbers, but not returning the results back now. Second one, value returning. It is not an action of adding the two numbers. Finally, sending the results outside. Did you understand or not? So two types. First one, non-value return. Understood? Okay, fine. Actually, guys, I want to tell you this one. You'll have a doubt here. You will have a doubt. Generally, what the doubt will be, sir, we called methods as a functions in C language. Why did they change the terminology to methods? What is that? When we learned C language, the same concept was said by my teacher also. But my teacher said a function, but you're telling method. What makes the difference between the two? Did you catch my point or not? Okay, you're calling as a method. My C teacher said me as a function. How a function and method are different? Clear or not? Okay, I'll clarify you. Read it. What is that? Okay, I'll clarify you. But before that, tell me, in C language also functions are two types now. What are the two types? Array. Value returning, non-value returning. Why you want to predefine in yoga define? What is our subject? You're somewhere going somewhere now. Two types of functions now. What is true? Value returning, non-value returning. Correct now? You learned about non-value returning functions or not? Tell me. But that is a blunder. What is blunder? Read the definition of a function. Did you understand that? What, sir? Actually, the word function is used only when a value is returned. Without returning a value, we cannot call function. Function means value returning. If it doesn't return a value, we cannot call function. But remember, in C language, we learned it, non-value returning function. That's a blunder here. Because word function means Value returning, value returning only we should call function. A non-value returning that is not called function at all. That is why to rectify that problem, from 90s, the word was changed to methods. And methods are two types, value returning, non-value returning. But functions are not two types here. Function is only value returning. Non-value returning function is a wrong word. Okay, now? Now see, methods are two types. First one, second one, and if a method is value returning, we call this as a function. And if a method is non-value returning, we call this as a subroutine. What do you call? Subroutine. So don't forget this one. Function indicates value returning method. This is the reason why they changed the terminology of the function to method. Because function must return a value. If it doesn't return a value, we cannot call that as a function. What is it called? Subroutine. I hope I am clear. Understood all of you? By Rekasu came now. Understood, huh? So that's what a function or a method is. So we don't use any word called functions now. We use methods. And now the question is, okay, we understood the difference between a function and a method. Sir, methods are two types, value returning and non-value returning. Can you please tell us how to define a method? How to define a method? Syntax to define a method. Guys, watch. Modifiers, void or type, name, parameter list, here we have some statements. Read that carefully. First thing, modifiers. Remember, modifiers mean some specific keywords. I said you already. Public, private, static, different keywords are there. And using them is optional. I'll talk about every keyword to you in detail when the time comes. But as of now, they are all optional. Second, void or type. What is void or type? Void indicates it's a non-value returning method. Void indicates it's a non-value returning method. When I use void there, what is the meaning? It is non-value returning now. No, sir, I want value returning. You want value returning? Yes. Then tell what type of value you want to return. You want to return integer type, string type, double type, float type. You should tell that now. See, I'm writing like int add. Is what the meaning? Return type is integer now. If I say string add, return type is a string now. If I say double add, the result is a double now. Are you clear? So that is what. So if it's a void add, non-value returning, this one for value returning. And you can return any type of value, man. Any type of value, integer, double, float, string, GUID, whatever you want, you can return. No issues. Afterwards, the name of the function for identification, man. Add is the function name. Main is the function name. Yes or not? Okay, so the same way, like printf is a function name. Write line, read line, all these are the names now. Name for identification. What next? Required, listen, if required, you can pass parameters to a method. If required, you can pass parameters to a method, and passing these parameters is only optional. Passing these parameters is only optional. For example, recollect yourself, all of you. When we called write line method, sometimes we called the write line without passing any value also, remember? It will perform an action of printing a line break. It will perform an action of printing a line break. Are you passing any value? No. Read line. For read line also, you're not passing any value. Correct? Sort. You're passing array as a parameter. Reverse. You're passing array as a parameter. Copy. You're passing source array, destination array, number as a parameter, number of values to copy. Get length. We are passing a dimension 0 or 1 as a parameter. Are you getting me? Inputs can be passed. But sir, what is the use of them? The use of them is they will make your methods dynamic. They'll make your methods or they will make your actions dynamic. What is that actions dynamic? Listen. When I call get length of 0, what it returns? Number of rows. When I call get length of 1, what it returns? Means you understand the method is same, but different input is getting a different output now. Am I right or not? Okay. So if I, the other way to write this code is, see how I differentiate when you want rows and when you want columns by these values now. 0 means rows, 1 means columns. If I don't use these parameters now, if I don't use parameters, I require to write a separate method for rows and columns now. One method name called get rows and one method name called get columns. Writing two separate methods is easier, or writing one method with a parameter differentiation is simpler. Just a parameter differentiation, 0 for rows, 1 for columns, without two separate method, one called get rows, one called get columns. The method is one only. Based on the value you pass, it gets you the results. I hope you guys are clear or not. Understood all of you? So, and that's what we use parameters. So what will parameters do? Parameters will make a method dynamic. Parameter will make a method dynamic. Yeah, this is a dynamic method. Can tell you rows also, can tell you columns also. Without that, if I write a method called get rows, we tell rows only. Get columns, we tell columns only. That's not dynamic, that is static. That is static, but this is dynamic. Can tell the rows also, can tell the columns also. Is it clear, everyone? So that is called parameter list. We can pass the parameter list, but optional. They're not mandatory, optional. And here you write your logic. Here you write your logic. Okay. I'll show you some examples to you practically. Wait. When you're writing a method here, the methods fall under 4 categorizations. When you're writing a method, the method falls under 4 categorizations. What are the 4? First one. Understood? Non-value returning method without parameters. Second one. Okay. Third. Four. This can be 4 combinations of the methods basically. This can be the 4 combination of methods basically. First one, and no parameters. Second one, non-value returning with parameters. Third one, value returning with parameters. Fourth one, value returning with parameters. Let me give you one example for each method. Let me give you an example for each method. For every method, I want to give you one example now. Okay now? Fine. Look guys, I want to write a method now. I want to write a method. What the method has to do? The method has to print me the multiplication table of 5. I want to write a method, guys. The method has to print me the multiplication table of 5 when I call it now. If I call it execute, print me multiplication table of 5. That's what the requirement is. See how I'm writing. Modifier public. I'm using public as a modifier now. And I want a non-value returning, so void. Name of the method. Name of the method. Any name you like, man. This one. And now I'm not passing any parameters also. Listen, non-value returning without parameters. All the logic. Int x is equals to 5 for I'm writing a for loop dollar x into I is equals to I already explained this code. We write this earlier. Okay. So this is a method. Whenever I call this method, what did you print me? Multiplication table of 5. Yes or not? From where to where? 1 to 100. Multiplication table of 5 from 1 to 100. That's what it is going to print you now. Got it or not? What did it print you? Louder. Multiplication table of 5 from 1 to 100. Is everyone clearer or not? Understood or not? Okay, so I'm sorry, not 1 to 100, 1 to 10. Multiplication table of 5 from 1 to 10. Okay, fine, well and good. Now answer my question. This method is static or dynamic? This method is static. Why, sir? I can call this method for 100 times, but 100 times it will print me the same result. Correct or not? Any changes in the output? No changes in the output. Tomorrow, I want to print the multiplication table for 6 now. I should write another method. I want the multiplication table for 7 now. I require to write another method. For every number, you require to write a separate method now. Are you ready? Are you ready to write? Are you ready to write a separate method for every number? It becomes a big nuisance now, writing that many number of methods. Correct or not? Okay. So, writing a separate method for each and every number is a time-taking process. Writing a separate method for each and every number is a time-taking process. What do you want to do now? I want to simplify this. I want to write one method which can be used in all. This can be used for printing any numbers multiplication table. How do you write? Public void test2 index. Guys, notice it. This is a dynamic method. This is a static method. This is a static method. And this is a dynamic method. Why, sir? Why it is dynamic? Array, when you are calling this method, you can ask now for which number you want the multiplication table now. If x is passed as 5, it'll print the multiplication table of 5 now. If x is passed as 10, it'll print the multiplication table of 10 now. Did you catch my point or not? First one is static. The second one is dynamic. Second one is going to be dynamic now. But the first one is not dynamic, man. The first one is static. I hope you guys are clear what I'm showing you. Yes or not? But second one also will print the multiplication of given number. I'm passing 17. It will print the multiplication of 17 now. I'm passing 83. It will print the multiplication table of 83. But all of them you understand that they'll print the multiplication table of that from 1 to 10 only. Yes or not? Because you clearly mentioned I is equals to 10, I less than equal to 10 now. No, can't you print me the multiplication table until I required number? Means I want the multiplication table of 7 from 1 to 12. I want the multiplication table of 8 from 1 to 15. I want the multiplication table of 9 from 1 to 20. Is it clear? I want it. So listen what can I'm doing now. Comma int ub. Ub means upper bound. Use ub. Now see, minimum value is 6 to 1, but max value is ub. Now I'm passing 5, 12. What will happen? Prints me the multiplication table of 5 from 1 to 12 now. 6 comma 20. Sixth table from 1 to 20. 7 comma 15. Seventh table from 1 to 15. Now tell me, is this a dynamic method or not? So do remember a point. Parameters of a method will make the method dynamic. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What is that? Parameter of a method will make a method dynamic. It is going to become dynamic now. Okay now? Because it is parameterized. So are you clear with the first two options? What to? Check now. First one. See there, non-value returning and no parameters. The second one. Now also non-value only, but parameterized. So parameters are always going to make your methods dynamic. Next. I want to show you the third example. What is it? Value returning without parameter, value returning with parameter, value returning without parameter, value returning with parameter. Okay now? Look guys. I'm writing a method like public string test3. Understand carefully. What is this? No parameters. So no parameters now. This is static or dynamic. This is static mean. This is static in behavior. This is static in behavior. Static in behavior, dynamic in behavior. Again, static in behavior. What I want to do here, I want to do something like this. String str is equals to hello world. What is my requirement? My requirement is I want to convert the string into uppercase now. I want to convert the string into uppercase now. Okay. So str is equals to str dot to upper. We'll convert the string into uppercase. Now see what you have done. You're performing an action of converting a string into uppercase now. Finally, you're returning the results back. You're sending the results back. What I said, you're performing an action and sending the result back. Action completed, results came out. Got it? Now tell me, this is static or dynamic? Can you make it dynamic? How to make it dynamic? Tell me, anyone? Use parameter public string s4 string str. What will you do now? Str is equals to str dot upper and return str. In the first case, it will convert only hello world into uppercase, but in the second case, it will convert the given string into uppercase. What string can I give there? Anything of your choice. So it's a dynamic now. It is dynamic in behavior. So did you understand all the four methods now? I defined all four for you inside the class. Sorry, I defined all the four to make you understand. So methods are four types. All four you have here. Any doubts? Tell me. We have all four here now. Static, value returning, non-value returning, parameterized, non-parameterized, all four. Okay. Now, if you are clear, then answer this question. What is this? Where should we define methods? Louder. Why? I am asking you why. You're right inside the class is perfect answer. Why? As per the rule of encapsulation, that what you should tell. Why are you defining? Where we should define methods as per the rule of encapsulation. We need to define members of a program inside of a class. And method is a member. Method is a member. So where the member should be defined? Inside of a class. They should be defined inside of a class now. Shall we try this? Come on, guys. I am creating a new project. Observe it. I'm creating a new project. Last class we created 3 or 4 projects already. Leave it just for sample. I showed you. Create multiple projects. I showed you. Try them. Come on, create a new project. Consider. Give a name. Oops project. That is the name what I'm selecting. Oops project. You know location? I said your solution name, ignore it. Solution name, ignore it. Click on the next. Then here it will ask you to choose the version. The latest is 8.0. And don't forget to check the checkbox. If you don't check, you won't see a class. You'll see only one line console.py hello world. Define. Check this class. Click on create. So I need to check the checkbox. Create. It's creating a project with a default class called program. With a default class called program. Now, can I bring all the 5 methods into this class now? Sorry, 4 methods. Just a minute. Just a minute. Nothing. I did not put a comment here. That's why I'm getting there. When I typed here, I forgot the comment there. That's all. Okay. You have all the 4 methods. See? I followed encapsulation now. You can see all methods are inside the class. So everything is inside of the class. All 4. Okay. Next. How to execute the methods that are defined in the class. I have 4 methods in the class or not? If I run my program, nothing will execute. What's the output? Nothing got executed now. What is executing? Hello world printed. Hello world is in the main method. Nothing is executing. Okay, that's why I raised this question. Can you answer the question? Call the method. Okay, what is the answer? If we want the methods defined in a class to execute, we need to call them for execution. Ready? When you call them, yeah, without calling, they won't execute. Without calling, they don't execute now. You defined a method, but the method has to be called for execution. Is it clear? You prepared some food, you literally eat it, otherwise you don't know the taste of it now. You prepared something and you just be happy, it is looking beautiful, but how does it taste? I don't know without eating the food now. Here also, defining the method of job is not done, we need to call them. Okay, well, next question. How to call the methods defined in a class? Concentrate here, everyone. Answer. Yeah, perfect. How to call methods defined in a class? How to call them? Okay, to understand this, first understand. Methods are two types. First one, non-static, and second one, static. Methods are two types, non-static and static. What is non-static? By default, every method is non-static only. And to make a method as static, we need to use static modifier or keyword on that method. Just like we do, we do every day with, read it all of you. Array, by default, all your methods are non-static here. You want to make it static, you require to use a static modifier on this, just like we are doing the static on main every day now. From day one, we are doing main static. Correct or not? Okay, now tell me, you define four methods in the class now. These four methods are static or non-static? All four are non-static only. All four are. But sir, you said you are static. I did not say static method. I said you static in behavior. The static is opposite to dynamic. But methods are not static. Look, none of the methods declared static here. But see, main is static. Same way, suppose here if I say static, test is static now. Test is a static. Okay. So I'm removing it, just giving an idea. So first you got what methods are static and what methods are non-static or not. By default, all are non-static. To make it static, we require to use a static. So why are you talking about this now? Why are you talking about this now? Because we have a discussion of how to call methods. We have a discussion of how to call methods now. That's why I'm explaining all these things now. Okay, now listen. If your method is non-static, if your method is non-static, we need to create the instance of class and call the method by prefixing name to it. Read it carefully. If our method is non-static, we need to create the instance of class and call the method by prefixing the instance name to it now. We need to prefix the instance name to it. Okay. Read it. Just like you call the right line and read method by prefixing the class name to it. How did you call them? Console dot right line, console dot read line, array dot sort, array dot reverse, array dot copy. Remember or not? How do you call get length? Wrong. ARR dot get length. Alright, go and check your notes. How do you call sort? Array dot sort. How do you call reverse? Array dot reverse. How do you call get length? ARR dot get length. Don't forget ARR is the instance of the array. ARR is the instance of the array now. Understood or not? I listed you 5 members in array class now. Sort, reverse, copy, get length, length. In that, go and check your notes. Says sort, reverse, copy are static. Get length and length are non-static. How did you call them? Go and verify. You called ARR.get length, ARR.get length of 0, ARR.get length of 1, ARR.length. That's how you called. But when you talked array, you did not call like this sort and all. How do you call sort? Array.sort, array.copy, array.reverse. That's the difference. Clear? Now tell me, your methods are static or non-static? Louder. Non-static. So I can call them directly or I should create an instance. Oh, now instance is required for me to call because my methods are non-static. Now the next question is, sir, how to create the instance of a class? How to create the instance of a class? Watch it. Class name, instance name is equals to new class name. And here you can pass a values. And that is optional, man. That is optional. That is the syntax. That is the syntax. Let me show you practically. What is your class name now? Program. Perfect. Program. Now instance name. Give any name as instance. No problem. You give your name as instance there. No problem. I'm giving P is equals to new program. Open the braces. Values are optional. I'll tell you when the time comes. Now leaving it. Program P is equals to new program. Are you guys clearer or not? Okay, program P is equals to new program. So what are you doing? Creating the instance of a class. Creating the instance of a class. Everyone clear? And guys, remember, the statement contains both. And you can write this code like this. Program P, what is it? You can write like this. I will tell you in what scenarios we will use the first one, second one going forward, but the options you have. Yeah. Okay. See, step by step, listen. Where should I define classes? Where should I define methods inside a class? Here we followed. But those methods are not executing. Then we talked how to execute them. Answer is call them. Answer is call them. Now the next question, how to call them? Call them, first verify they're static or non-static. If they're static, prefix the class name and call. If they're non-static, prefix the instance to the method and call. Prefix the instance to the method and call. Then the question is, how this instance should be created now? How the? And that's what I taught you now. Finally, where should I create this instance? Where should we create the instance of class? Louder. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Listen to me carefully. Follow me carefully. We can create instance of a class either in the same class or in another class also. First, to put this in the point. What is it? Array main method you're telling, not only in the class here, you can create in another class also first. Oh, not compulsory to create in the same class. No, you can create the instance in the same class also or in another class also. Is the first point clear? Tell me. Okay. If you want to create the instance in same class, then that should be done inside of a static block. Read carefully. It should be done in a static block. Generally, we create instance inside of main method, because main is a static block now. Main is a static block. Yes or not? And also, the entry point of our program. Two reasons why you should create a main is because the entry point. But don't forget, not only in main yard, you can create under any static block. That's what I'm telling you. What did you say? Main method. We do it in main method, but it's not a rule to do it in main method. We can create the instance in any static block. We do it in main method because main is static block. Did you understand or not? Okay, next point. If you want to create the instance in another class, then we can do it in static or non-static block also. All 3 points are connected to each other. Read from top to bottom carefully and tell me if you are clear or not with that. Clearer or not? We can create this instance in same class also. We can create this instance in another class also. You are creating instance in same class. If you are creating instance in same class, we should do it under static block. We should do it under static blocks. You are creating instance in another class. Static or non-static block. Either static or non-static block. Anywhere that can be done. And we'll do one thing. First example we are doing, let's do in the same class. Or in the next example, we'll try in another class. But first, we will try in the same class now. So same class means it should be under static block. Oh, no problem. Then anyhow, we have a main in the class now. And main is a static block. So can I do it here? Come on. Program P is equals to new program. Remember in the last line, I asked you to write console.write line. Without the screen to close. Without the screen to close. We created an instance and when we run, we don't see any output. We don't see any output. Why? We did not call anything now. We did not call anything now. Blank screen coming, no output. Why? You did not call. You call it now. That's all. Calling. Read it, man. What is it? Non-value returning methods. They don't return a value. T dot test one. Multiplication table of 5. What is the drawback in this? Tomorrow, if I'm calling this method for one more time, then also I'll get the same result only, man. Why you want to see the same result again and again now? Is my point clearer or not? Why you want to see the same result again and again? If you are seeing a result, what you expect is a new result every time, but not the same result always. But not the same result always. You don't expect the same result every time. What you plan is to see a different result each and every time. Point clear or not? Understood all of you? Okay, that is the drawback of the method. Okay, next. Now see, I'm calling test2. But test2 also prints the multiplication table only. But for the given number here, for the given number, I want the multiplication table of 8 now until 12. Until 12. Just to separate the outputs here, let's add a line break here. 8. See what I'm trying to tell you now? Tomorrow, I will call this method another time now. I'll pass 9, 15. Now I'll get the multiplication table of 9 now. Now the same method giving you different outputs. But see the first method, you call 10 times, 20 times, same result will come. That's why I said you it is static in behavior. And second one is dynamic in behavior. Watch. Now you will get the multiplication of 9 also now. Say first, multiplication of 8. Multiplication table of 9 until 15. This is until 12. This is until 15. Because you said here 12 and you said here 15. Is it clear, all of you? Understood calling non-value returning methods? Tell me. Okay, next. Calling value returning methods. Calling let's call value returning methods. How to call p dot test3. It's a value returning and non-value returning. Value returning. Now run this. You don't see any output on the monitor. Yes, sir. Why output is not coming? Why? Because print3 doesn't contain any right line in it. Watch, man. It's only returning a value. So what should I do, sir? You need to capture, man. Read line returns a value. You're capturing the value. Same now. String S1 is equals to, recollect how did we capture the read line? String S1 is equals to console.read line. Same now. That is also value returning. This is also value returning only now. See, string S1 is equals to p dot test3. Now the value comes into S1. And the next line I'm writing console dot right line S1. Now you see the output. But what is the drawback here? Every time if I call this method for second time also I'll get hello world only. 10 times I call hello world only will come now. And to overcome this, we have done this to make it dynamic now. How? Test 3. Here I'm passing hello India. Now tell me to convert hello world, hello India in uppercase. Hello India in uppercase now. Sorry guys. Test 4. I'm sorry. Run. Now can I call this method for one more time and pass hello America? That works. But this one, 100 times we'll get the same. That's what static in nature, static in behavior. Are you guys clear or not? So understood calling non-value and value returning methods now? Tell me. So that's what. So understand them carefully first. See in the notes, I started with object-oriented programming. I explained about each and every principle. What is encapsulation? What is abstraction? What is inheritance? What is polymorphism? Then I said the class. It's a user-defined type, which is in turn a collection of members. All these are the members. Okay now? And then I started with a method. The syntax to define a method. A value returning, non-value returning. What is a modifier? What is the type? Example for non-value returning. Example for value returning. Then name of the method. Then parameter list. And here the same questions what I answered you. First question. Where should we define methods? Second question. How to execute a method that is defined under a class? We need to call them. Third question. How to call them? Then I said you two options, static and non-static. How to call static, how to call non-static. Next. How to create instance of a class. Next. Where should we create instance of a class? All these particular things were just to see it here. Understood or not? We have just checked out all these particular things over there, where to create, how to create, everything I demonstrated or listed to you in that particular place here. Okay, now, and coming below, I created a new project. What one? Console app using the Visual Studio. What's the name I given? Oops project. Once again, I'm telling you, no spaces anywhere. Be careful. Okay. And default class is program. And this is what we have defined all the method. Test one, test two, test three, test four. Then instance creation, started calling value returning methods. Sorry, non-value returning methods, value returning methods. Clear? Try this. Tomorrow I'll show you how to create